I'm at a point in my life where I'm happy now. I'm to the point now where I can relax a little bit. And to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor is to watch my son play football. So I think it's hard for him living in my shadow if he doesn't create his own lane. Football gives him the opportunity to step out and create a legacy for the Broadus family and for himself like I could never do.
So Father's Day is coming up, and depending on when you're watching this video, happy early or late Father's Day to all the dads out there. My son's currently staying with his grandparents for some of the summer, and while you think, man, this is gonna be great, I realized almost immediately I really miss this dude following me around and running all across the barbershop when they try to cut his hair. But I'm in a great mood because he's coming home for Father's Day. Now, in the spirit of Father's Day, I figured today I would do a video on the son of a hip-hop legend. Snoop Dogg, rapper, actor, producer, game show host, coach, legendary every way you slice it. But what happened to his son Cordell that quit football? Well, today we're gonna answer that question and show you that it's super important to follow your passion. And by the end of the video, you'll see why. I know for a fact Snoop Dogg is hella proud of his son. Let's go. Yo, if you enjoy these videos, don't forget to click the thumbs up button. Also, if you're brand new here, consider subscribing and joining the squad. Lastly, don't forget to enable your notifications. That way YouTube can let you know when I post a video. All right, cool. Now that that's done, let's jump into the video. As the son of Snoop Dogg, Cordell is obviously and wisely gonna take a ton of influence from his dad, but he's also got a number of other noticeable influences that you'll see throughout the course of this video. Now, when Cordell was a kid and his dad would come home from touring, the whole family would kick back and watch movies. Cordell himself was a big fan of Tarantino films. However, as a young black kid, even one of a famous rapper, it never even crossed Cordell's mind that he could become a filmmaker. As a matter of fact, it seemed so far-fetched that Cordell never even considered it. Like, he didn't even entertain the thought. So Cordell ended up taking a more common approach: football.
What are you looking forward to most about playing at Bishop Gorman and the schedule they seem to always put together every year?
I'm looking to really grow as an individual on and off the field and, you know, just reach my full potential while I'm there. So, you know, once I get to college, I'll be, you know, mentally ready and physically ready.
Now, Snoop was always big into football and started a youth league way before, like years before, the Coach Snoop documentary that recently aired on Netflix. So Cordell got introduced to the sport young, was coached by his dad, and it was a good way for them to bond and, you know, become closer. So Cordell stuck with it and he got really damn good at it. Cordell attended Bishop Gorman High School, where he made an early impact. As a sophomore, he racked up 38 receptions for 513 yards and 7 touchdowns. He saw his highest reception total during his junior season, racking up 60 receptions for 685 yards and 8 touchdowns. But the following year, when Cordell was a senior, in came super talented sophomore Tate Martell, and Cordell actually saw his reception numbers go down. His average yards per catch, however, went up, and so did his touchdowns, getting double-digit TDs for the first time in his career. As a 4-star recruit, the 6'2", 190-pound Cordell received tons of scholarship offers, including LSU, Arizona State, Miami, and USC. USC definitely had a leg up due to the fact that Snoop was a big-time USC fan, but Cordell would choose another route. He opted instead to attend UCLA, and Snoop, unlike some of the other signing day scenes that we can't get out of our heads, showed immediate day one support of his son's decision. Although he probably was a little bit hurt, he showed up and showed support for his son.
What did Dad say about picking USC?
That's Dad's dream. This is not.
But you want to
Dad don't have a scholarship.
But you want.
Dad not about to be going to school. Dad not about to be working out. You know who about to be doing all that?
Right.
So I don't. That's. And I hate when people say that.
Right.
You're going to UNC because your dad loves UNC. No. This ain't his decision.
It's his dream.
I got a million dreams.
Cordell Broadus will announce where he will play: Arizona State, LSU, UCLA, or USC.
We've seen Snoop on the sidelines of games for how many years in a USC jersey, so I'd be stunned. I don't know about you guys, but I would be stunned if he chose his own path.
First and foremost, I want to thank my mother for being that great mother for us. being a role model, being there for us through rough times. I also want to thank my father for being there, being a great role model, and providing for his children. I thought it over with my family, and I feel that UCLA is the best fit for me.
I'm gonna back him up 1,000%, so I'm throwing all my USC draws away. I'm going UCLA 100,000% with it.
Now, Snoop didn't know it at the time, but USC would actually end up shaping Cordell's future in a huge way. During the recruiting process, Cordell received a brochure in the mail from USC. Now, the brochure highlighted notable alumni from the school. One of those alumni was Black Panther filmmaker Ryan Coogler. Now, this was well before Black Panther, Creed, and Fruitville Station, but Ryan's story of starting out as a college football player and then transitioning to filmmaking really struck a chord with Cordell. I've actually made a video on this in the past, so if you want to learn more about this part of Ryan's story, click the card on screen or check in the description to watch that video. Now, apparently that filmmaking bug that Cordell had stowed away way back when he was a kid was still swimming around in there. It was laying dormant in his subconscious this whole time. And this random brochure from the school that he didn't pick reignited this flame for filmmaking. Also, seeing somebody else do it made him understand that, yo, this is possible. And a lot of times, that's all you need. Before this brochure, Cordell had felt boxed into football. Even still, it was his main passion. But by the time he showed up at UCLA on a football scholarship, no less, that had changed. He wanted to be a filmmaker. Before the first week of fall camp was over, Cordell had to make a tough choice. He had played football for so many years, and so many people, including his dad, were highly invested in his success on the field. But at the end of the day, you gotta live your own life, and after wrestling with the decision, Cordell informed his coaches that he would be leaving the team to pursue other interests. Now, he stayed in school and continued to pursue his dream of becoming a filmmaker, but that following spring, he got the football bug and he went back out to spring camp. This was extremely short-lived though, because by the time the fall rolled around, he was done with football once again.
Your dad is Snoop Dogg, man. How has it been carrying that title around all your life? Because I know people say it to you.
You just gotta have a mentality of a prince, and you'll be good. I think just knowing like what's at stake. You know, I don't ever want to embarrass my family because, you know, we have a powerful name, and just want to keep that legacy continuing.
Football is a tough thing to give up because once you stop, you know what I'm saying, it's pretty much over. And people who play, like, at least on the high school level, hardly ever stop playing football voluntarily. Like, it's super rare. Either you don't get a scholarship and career's done, or if you go to college, you can't get past that point, or you get hurt, get cut. You know, it's usually something like that that's completely out of your control. Quitting football voluntarily is a very difficult thing, especially once you're in college on a football scholarship. So that probably had a little bit to do with why Cordell went back out that spring, just to confirm and make sure that he was over this. Later in the Instagram post, he shed some light on why he quit. I played football for my father because I thought that was the only way he would love me and be a part of my life. It took me 12 years to realize he loves Cordell Broadus the person, not Cordell Broadus the football player. The best day of my life was when I heard those exact words. It was at that exact moment that a lot of football fans jumped out and said, bam, Cordell's making a mistake. Others were happy that, bam, Cordell seems to have found some peace. But pretty much all the football fans tuned out as his football story had come to an end. What we didn't realize though is this was only act 1. Since then, Cordell's done several things, including starting Revolt of the Youth, a nonprofit that supports youth programs in underprivileged communities in LA. He's also creative director of a brand called Joy Rich, and the dude got a damn modeling contract with multiple top agencies. At the same time, he's still in school pursuing his film degree. Keep in mind, he just graduated high school in 2015, 3 years ago. Cordell Broadus is always gonna be Snoop Dogg's son, but at only 21 years of age, he's already become so much more than that. And this cat is gonna continue the family legacy for decades to come. And that, honestly, is the greatest gift a father could get. Happy Father's Day. Peace.
Yeah, I'm no quitter, 'cause I'ma go get her.